Hey, college and career success. Welcome to week 11. So, as always, I just want to do a quick little plug. Workshop video is coming due. Only a few weeks left. A couple of them have been trickling in, so make sure that you are registering and attending those workshops, as the end of the semester will be here before we know it. All right, so I'm going to keep scrolling down. We are in week 11. If you have not already, make sure you take a look at the chapter 9 lecture video, as that will cover the concepts that go along with this chapter. So let's go ahead and take a look at what you are doing this week. So you are taking a look at your chapter 9 discussion. You're going to post your original response by Wednesday for your weekly attendance and respond to 2 classmates by Sunday, so nothing out of the ordinary there. You have an assignment called the Civility Project and then your Chapter 9 quiz. So same general format that the last several weeks have been. So I'm going to go ahead and pop into the assignment folder. Here's your prompt for chapter 9. So it says, have you ever witnessed incivility? So incivility, if you're not familiar, make sure you look at the lecture video or the chapter textbook or the PowerPoints or anything like that to kind of get yourself a little bit more understanding of that. Have you ever witnessed incivility in person or an argument in the news? So briefly described what happened. So for the purposes of our week, I'm going to, even though it's been a year, because it's still in the news because of Chris Rock's special, the slap at the Oscars with Will Smith. So that would be an example of incivility. There was disrespect. There was a way that things were handled that could have probably been done differently. So that's kind of my framework. I do not want you using that example, but that's kind of to give you an idea. Another just very general idea is just politics in general. I think a lot of times political debates and discussions turn to be not so civil. So have you ever witnessed something like that in person or in the news? So you're going to just briefly describe what happened, because we cannot assume that everyone knows what you're talking about. So give a little background. So you might want to spend half of your words, half of your 150 giving background. This is what happened. And then the rest, why do you think people are willing to shut down communication over issues they are passionate about? Everyone has opinions on things. Sometimes people aren't willing to talk about it or look at things from different perspectives. So why do you think that is? Why do you think communication just kind of either shuts down or goes awry or leads to either violence or, name calling or anything like that over something they are passionate about? So you want to post your original response by Wednesday, respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. All right, your chapter 9 assignment is right in line with this, the Civility Project. So you're going to open this up into one of these PDFs. And so you're going to look for 2 examples in the media of incivility. So these can be video clips. It can be like a social media post. So you can do like a screenshot, an interview, a meme, anything like that. Do not use Will Smith, because I've been using that as my example. Try to find another example. You're going to find 2. So, I don't know, even scroll through, sometimes even pictures. So scroll through your Instagram, scroll through your Twitter feed, scroll through your Facebook. If you use any of those, if you don't use social media, you can even just Google examples of incivility, or you can turn on a news station or go to a news website and look and see, are there examples? Sometimes interviews will be the best way, like actual clips of things, although people can certainly be incivil in news articles or, snippets of conversations. So you're finding 2 examples. Example 1 and example 2. You're doing the same thing for both. So it says, what is being depicted? So just real quickly, what's going on, like a sentence. Who do you think is the audience? Are they targeting a certain audience? Is this meant for voters? Is this meant for just general entertainment purposes? Which leads to, what is the purpose? Is this to give information? Is this to tell a story? Is this to persuade? Why is this incivil? What about this exchange or information or text or visual is incivil? What's disrespectful, or what is being handled in a way that's maybe not so civil? What do you think motivated the creator? Whoever wrote it, whoever created it, whoever interviewed, what do you think motivated them? And then what do you think is the result of this example? Do you think it did anything? Do you think it's changing anyone's minds? Do you think it's making anyone think differently about the topic? So you're answering those questions for both examples. And if it is a link or a YouTube video or anything like that, go ahead and put the link there, because I like to go and look for myself as well to kind of compare your answers. If it is like a clip or a screenshot, you can upload that in like a document or in the submission area or anything like that, so I can take a look as well. So when you're done there, again, as always, you want to download it and save it and make sure that you put it in the Dropbox there. All right, and then the last thing you're doing for this week is the Chapter 9 quiz. So you want to bring this up in your Word document, here's a set of questions. So your philosophy professor has asked the class to devise a set of rules to guide classroom discussion. Based on what you've read in this chapter, what 3 rules would you come up with and why? So go back and take a look at, civil discussions, professional discussions in the classroom setting, and what rules would you come up with and why? Question 2, there are 4 types of identity mentioned: personal, role, social, and collective. Write about a time in which one of those was kind of important to you in a social interaction. Question 3, what is the purpose of Title IX and why is it important in higher ed? Question 4, what's the difference between equality and equity? And then 5, if you, in one of the lectures or a text, if you notice that an underrepresented group was not there, their contributions were not there, how could you support their inclusion? All right, so for any of those, again, I really encourage you to go back in and take a look, if you have not already, inside your text, your slides, the lecture video, to really get a good grounding of what this chapter is about. So as a recap, you're posting your original response about civility issues, incivility by Wednesday for weekly attendance, responded to classmates by Sunday. Chapter 9 assignment, the civility project, where you're coming up with 2 examples of issues of incivility in the media. And then your chapter 9 quiz. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great week.